Hi there, Sandy here. Welcome to another Friday Findings video at keepsakecrafts.net. Today I have an idea for you for how you can turn anything that you want into a ring. I actually got the idea from this ring that I bought at Fashion Bug quite a few years ago. It's a stretch elastic ring, and I never really looked at it closely until the elastic gave way and it fell apart. And then I really was impressed with the way these pieces are constructed. And this gave me the idea to use 2-hole Tila beads to make a ring band, which is what I did. This is a fairy garden ring that I made. And the ring band that was on this bezel was extremely uncomfortable to wear. And so I cut it off and then replaced it with one that I made with half Tila beads and seed beads. I have to make things complicated. It doesn't have to be like this. You can simply do a band of Tila beads with just 2 rows of elastic. And so what you can use is tile beads. And there's a couple different companies that make them. These are made by Miyuki. They're called Tila square tube beads. And they're 2-hole beads, and these are 5mm squares. And these are checkmates, and these are 6mm 2-hole tile beads, and you can use either one, whichever you have. And both companies also make versions of their beads that are half tiles or half Tilas, so they're rectangles, which is what I used in this one. And I just made a pattern with seed beads in between to fill it out. I just wanted it a little wider, but it isn't really necessary. So for my ring, I'm going to use 12 Tila beads, and you just want to test it out on your finger and see what works for you. So you really only need a few things to make anything you want into a ring. Here I have a cabochon that I made in Deb Crothers' class in this year's 2017 Polymer Clay Adventure, and I thought it would just make a really cool ring. And so I have here some Tila beads, and I also have some elastic cord, and this comes in different colors. And I've already strung onto 2 strands of elastic 12 beads. And you'll just have to measure your finger, put some on, use a little clamp to hold it, try it on until you get the size you want. And I cut plenty of extra. I cut about 8-inch pieces of the elastic. So then, to help you in tying together your elastic, because the problem is this is kind of springy and it tends to want to twist all over the place, I have here a ring mandrel, and it's just a big metal one. You can buy plastic ones. I like this because it has some weight. And for our next step, I've gone ahead and just put some non-stick Teflon mat over it. But you could also just wrap it with plastic wrap. I've done it that way before. And I'm just going to lay that over, and this will help keep the thing from twisting around. And then you just pick up your 2 elastics and hold them together in pairs. And I've tried tying them individually. It's kind of a pain. So just hold them together and treat them as one. And then just wrap right over left. And then to help it hold in place, wrap right over left again. Pull it snug. Don't pull it as tight as you possibly can. It will make your ring too tight. Just pull it snug, and that extra wrap helps hold it in place. This stuff's a little slippery, but it's a good trick for many other things. And then do left over right. And then what I like to do before I do any gluing is take it off and make sure I've got the right tension. And once you're satisfied, we're just using the mandrel as something to hold the ring in place while we work on it and while we let the glue dry. And I'm going to trim these not too short. I'm going to leave maybe 1/4 of an inch. And then here I have my piece that I want to glue on there. And I also have some just aluminum foil. And this is just going to support my piece, so you just want to crumple it and shape it on each side so that it will hold your piece exactly where you want it. So I have here some 5-minute 2-part epoxy, and I usually just grab some paper out of my trash can to mix it on. And then use a toothpick and make sure that you mix it quite thoroughly. You're just going to apply, I use a fairly generous amount. I want some on the knot, and then I want some on each of the beads that will be on either side of the knot. This is what's going to hold my piece on. And it's all going to be hidden on the underside of the ring. Go ahead and position your piece. And make sure it's going to stay there, and then let it cure for the full time, and you're all done. So I hope you've been inspired by this tutorial. Maybe it'll entice you to bring out something that maybe has been languishing in a drawer for a while, and then you can now make it into a piece of jewelry that you can wear. And if you have been inspired or encouraged, I hope you'll consider becoming a patron, because not only do you get the satisfaction of knowing that you're keeping these tutorials coming for free for everybody, but you also get rewards for yourself, like chances to win some of my creations, sneak peeks, bonus templates, and more. You can take a look at my Patreon page to see how it all works and how you can help out for $1 a month or whatever you can afford. So happy creating. So if you're interested in the supplies I used, click on the little tag or the eye in the upper right of the video, or the link in the description box to go to my blog post, where I'll always have a complete supply list with links to products. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and take a peek at my Patreon page for how you can support these tutorials. Thanks for watching. Happy creating. Bye-bye.